gotta take the gun out of your mouth eventually and get back to work.
Oh man.
Yep.
What if I don't wanna?
Well, I mean, then pull the trigger then.
Ah, shit. Well, I guess we needed a third partner.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you actually did it. Damn it.
It's like when you're like working at the suicide hotline, and you're like, well, then do it, pussy, and you just hear like on the other side of the. I probably shouldn't be saying that while we're recording, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's the worst and best part would be because the microphone clips. You don't actually hear the gunshot. You just hear the.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's falling over. Yeah.
Oh no! Why would I do this? Why would I do this to me?
Such a stupid joke.
That's so. Why would I do this to me? It's like your ghost being like, ah, shit, why would I do this?
My ghost would be like, ow, that hurt way fucking more than I thought it would.
That was a big mistake. Wow, that's funny. Anyway. What's up, guys? How have you been?
Not much. Been pretty good. Been alright.
It's been something. I'll tell you that.
It has been something. That's for sure.
Yeah. It has been. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let everybody know now. Not a lot of great news going on in video games lately.
I don't know.
Not a lot of great.
I don't know. This bald thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, the bald thing was funny, yeah. But, between, companies just kind of being shit towards their employees, or a bunch of billion-dollar companies becoming even bigger.
Yeah.
That's a great shit.
Yeah, definitely.
People, game devs suing their publishers and shit. So, PlayStation making a really sad-ass new PlayStation Plus and having a bunch of okay games to games that nobody wants on it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Sedge.
Well, wait a minute. Where's my one? Alright, fuck it. So let's just jump into Kingdom Hearts 4 for Derek.
Yay!
Let's start off a little
A little
fun
upbeat.
stuff.
And by fun stuff, I mean I'm absolutely gonna shit on this game. Okay, look, I am so excited for this, but also like, I like they showed one world, like they showed Tokyo,
Yeah.
like
Technically, they showed two, but go ahead.
I will stick my foot straight up your ass, Cameron. No, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't. We're not gonna get
This
it.
this one feels the most like, at least from what we've seen, it feels the most like look how good the game looks now.
Yeah.
We made Sora look like a fucking regular human being.
I think that's the thing. Is like it looks. Well, I mean, it's very obviously still in the Kingdom Hearts 3 engine,
Yeah.
But like, I'm not excited for this.
It feels like the games are kind of reaching like a crunch where like as more time goes on, the more like the actual like Kingdom Hearts aesthetic matters less, and it just becomes like we threw in some Final Fantasy looking shit and we threw in some Disney shit.
Yeah.
Look how good these graphics are though. Hey, look how good Sora's eyes glimmer in the light when he talks about friendship.
But I already have Final Fantasy for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are good games mostly.
Mostly.
No, but like, I don't know. Like, this is like Kingdom Hearts 3 for me, where I was watching the trailers and I'm like, I'm not gonna be excited for it until it's in my console and I'm playing it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
same shit, because this is the type of trailer that we got after Kingdom Hearts 2 dropped.
Yeah.
We got a trailer, we thought it was Kingdom Hearts 3, it was Birth by Sleep, and then we got another trailer, we thought it was Kingdom Hearts 3, and then it was 3D, and it was just like, we just don't have Kingdom Hearts 3, even though we didn't have Kingdom Hearts 3 for like, what, 12 years? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god, you know what would be even funnier? If they did Kingdom Hearts 4 and 5 relatively quickly, and then Kingdom Hearts 6 took another 12 years.
That should be their excuse. Is like the reason 3 took so long is because we were working on 4 and 5 as well.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I'm just not super excited about it. Maybe it's because I haven't seen enough, but I'm also just like waiting until it comes out and then I can be excited about it.
Yeah. Just kind of need more. Like, you know, they're in that stage where they're introducing like new villains wearing the same fucking outfits.
Yeah.
And you know, it's new storyline. I guess they're doing the whole quadratum thing potentially. So
Yeah.
just gotta see what happens. I gotta see more trailers. Like, if they're like, you can play as, you know, such and such, or you can go here and you can do this, you know, I'll probably care a little bit more. But for right now, if it's just another fucking Kingdom Hearts game, you know, not super interested.
I will say I would prefer. I don't prefer, but it'd be really cool if they did the Chain of Memories thing, where once you beat the game once, you unlock a different character to play through like their
That'd be
story.
cool.
I think I would prefer that to like cutscenes, like if you. Or to like just cutscenes, you know, like if you could beat Sora's campaign to unlock like Riku's or Yuzora's or Kairi's or something. I think I would prefer that to just like a shit ton of cutscenes, like the normal Kingdom Hearts thing.
Right, yeah.
But
Now they're gonna give us just one big level where you just play as all the characters in a row.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, no, I know.
Like they did in 3.
Okay, did I ever talk about the DLC for that? I don't know if I did.
For 3, I believe you did.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how like madly like I'm glad I didn't pay for it. Disappointing it was. I mean, I guess it wasn't disappointing, but it was like, eh.
But hey, if you're not super excited over Kingdom Hearts 4, they also announced
A new mobile
Kingdom
game.
Hearts Missing Link,
A new mobile game,
which I'm sure will not be lore integral. I'm sure it'll just be a side story. Nothing will matter. It won't be the crux of the entire fucking story, the backstory, you know, all that good stuff.
Well, that's the funny thing is like. The first mobile game actually didn't matter that much. It was the second one where they added all the like lore shit with Xehanort.
Yeah.
But like, Kingdom Hearts is one of those series that it's so hard to recommend people getting into because you just can't be like, oh, you can ignore that game. Like you can, but people are like, really? And you're like, yeah, just like slap some shit happens sticker on that motherfucker and just run. Like,
yeah, it was like because it's like some games like if you ignore them, you don't know anything about like the Keyblade War. You know, so you just see a big fucking
Field of
Keyblades. You're like, what the fuck is this shit?
yeah, like I always try to think of like if I was not used to the series, how many games I would actually have to play to like get it, and like you don't even have to play 1. You can play 2 and get all the like catch up from 1 and Chain of Memories. They did a really good job. And then I think you need to play Birth by Sleep. And maybe Dream Drop Distance, and then Kingdom Hearts 3. So you're looking at 4 games out of like 9 or something.
I can't believe they really made Dream Drop Distance like necessary. That's so ridiculous to me.
They added a couple powers. That's what Kingdom Hearts 3's entire plot is kind of or the like B plot of Sora not having powers.
Yeah,
is about him not having the power of waking, which is the Dream Drop thing. But
Hearing Goofy literally say the name Data Sora almost made me throw up in my fucking mouth.
oh yeah, that's the other thing. Fucking. That's the other thing. How the fuck is Recoded that canonical that it gets mentioned in Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't
that
get
was,
it.
Like the wildest shit to me.
I don't get it.
No, why do you stop talking about this bullshit?
I don't get it. Like, I mean, I get it, kind of, but like, it made 0 sense in the context of like actual games, you know, because it's pretty much just a retread of the first game. So
yeah, pretty much. But you're just doing everything again to try to, what is it like? They're trying to like test how Sora would emotionally handle some shit or something.
I think that's it. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I skipped that game completely. I didn't even watch the cutscenes. Like,
I can't remember. It's something complete. It's something like that makes the plot like it's
still
pointless.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like well, okay, why didn't you just get Sora to do this or whatever?
I think
it
he was
takes place
missing.
when Yeah, it takes place during the. I think it takes place when they're trying to like fix his memories or whatever.
Yeah.
It takes place during that when he's in the cocoon or whatever. So.
I still hate it, but
Yeah, it's still terrible.
yeah. No, I don't know, man. Like, it's definitely one of those things where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why does this exist? Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Like that exists instead of them just putting out like 3 or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Like they were working on that. They were working on like many other fucking side things, and they were not doing anything with 3.
I will say, I hate 3 less now than I did before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because 4 got announced.
No, like because I played through 3 again, and like
Okay.
it wasn't as bad as I had initially recalled.
The second playthrough helped out with the bad feelings.
Yeah, well, because it was 12 years of build up, and I knew it couldn't like you know, be all that I wanted it to be. And then so the second time I played through, knowing that it wasn't, it was actually very fun. Like the story like actually made sense for once. Like, and I just got to play through it. And it was nice, you know.
Yeah.
But
that is usually like the thing. Like whenever you like watch something bad or play something bad, the second time around, you're like, well, I was expecting it to be this shitty now, so it doesn't really hit as hard.
yeah, no, definitely.
Especially when it's like you've had a little bit of time to think back and be like, well, it's not as shitty as this thing, and it'd be way, way worse, you know.
Yeah.
So, that's how I felt about this will kind of play into my week later, but that's how I feel about fucking Spider-Man 3 after all these new Spider-Man movies.
Oh no,
Like, you know what?
No Way Home.
Maybe Spider-Man 3 isn't a pile of shit after all. Well, the original Spider-Man 3, not
Oh, you mean the fucking diving
Sam
in the
Raimi?
rough? Hell yes.
Yeah. Like, after all these other Spider-Man movies, I was like, okay, maybe Spider-Man 3 isn't so bad. At least, like, the characters matter, and the story is fun, I guess, and the characters are, you know, it's the writing is interesting. Even if it is clunky and there's a lot of shit in it that doesn't really belong in that movie,
Well,
it's still better than fucking half the shit that goes on with fucking Tom Holland Spider-Man.
the funny thing about those is that like Spider-Man 2's writing was like it's like the Resident Evil 4 of Spider-Man movies, where it's like it's campy, but like it still takes itself kind of seriously.
Yeah.
And then like Spider-Man 3 is like Resident Evil 2, right? Like it's just like
It's like heightened, yeah. It's like that very specific kind of like I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It is like that. You're totally right saying that it's like Resident Evil 2.
yeah, it's like it's trying to be serious, but also it's like very obviously acknowledging that it's like stupid.
Yeah, like actively stupid.
Yeah.
Like the characters are
Just stupid. They do stupid shit.
Like the way characters mock each other in that, like when Spider-Man's in his black suit and he's fucking with Eddie and he destroys his camera, like that felt like some Looney Tunes shit, you know, like.
Yeah. No, 100% agree. So, but yeah, like I will say I love all the movies in that original trilogy, but I like that third one has a very special place in my heart.
Me and my buddy Austin, you know Austin Cameron.
Yeah.
That's like we'll watch that just to sit there and shit on it for 2 hours, you know.
Why am I not surprised?
That's awesome.
So, you know, since we were talking about Kingdom Hearts, let's keep it in the Square Enix family.
Yeah.
Talk about Stranger of Paradise real quick, the PC port.
Yes. Yes.
So so like a lot of Square Enix games, it's terrible on the PC. It has horrible performance. It's poorly optimized.
That was not how I expected that phrase to end.
Although I've heard the game itself, other than like the problems, it's been pretty good.
It's a pretty decent game, yeah. And I heard the story is actually not as fucking stupid as the trailers all made it seem.
Not as let's kill chaos.
I'm here to kill chaos.
Bring your Jo Crystal. We'll kill chaos together.
Oh,
I
man,
do
you need
fuck
J.O.
with
Crystal for that?
I do fuck with how whenever homeboys try to give him a story, he's like, nah, save all that shit. I just want to kill chaos. I don't really care about your backstory. I do fuck with that. But he was, but yeah, apparently the story is, it's heartwarming and touching, especially if you've played FF1, and it's, you know, it's a good story, and the gameplay is fun too. So
Interesting.
That's good.
there you go. But the PC port has terrible performance. But there's a new mod that will make everyone bald, make the game work fine. So, good job, Square Enix. You finally made bald characters mainstream. Outside of like Call of Duty type shit, brown.
There's a mod that gets rid of the hair,
Yes.
and because of the hair physics, the game breaks.
Yep. So
Is that not the most Square Enix shit?
it super is, yeah. Like, because that's always like in Square Enix, like any Square Enix game. Usually, the first shot in the cutscene will be like the character's hair waving in the wind dramatically, and then you know the rest of the fucking thing. Here they're like, let's put that in the game, and then it fucked up the game. So that's funny. There's like a big long explanation for specifically why that happens and why it works like that. Apparently it's also there's like a fur coat or whatever in the game that does it too, so
Interesting.
Good job,
So it's
guys.
basically anything that takes up a shit ton of resources.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I mean, I guess that... Well, I'm not gonna say that makes sense because it's fucking Square Enix and they just really have this shit figured out by now. But, like, you know, it makes sense in the, like, oh, if you take off the things that are causing resource hogging, it makes sense that shit would run better.
It makes mathematical sense, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, Square, like...
In terms of common sense.
Yeah, like, Square,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's really funny. Alright, next Square Enix story. Sonic, quote-unquote, creator... Sorry, hold on, let me get rid of this.
Oh, yeah, he got the boot.
Sonic creator Yuji Naka, quote-unquote, creator. He was like a fucking programmer. Yuji Naka says he was removed as director of Balan Wonderworld before disastrous launch. I think Square Enix and Arzest are companies that do not care about games and game fans, says Yuji Naka.
Wow, who could have possibly seen that statement coming?
So yeah, a Eurogamer article basically talking about how Yuji Naka was removed as director 6 months before Balan Wonderworld was launched by Square Enix.
Is that
he posted a Twitter thread.
That was the one that was just released, right? Like a couple months ago?
Balan Wonderworld?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
What, like November or something?
It came out literally a year ago. But
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wow, that is the most negative I've ever seen a Steam review from like an actual game.
That went downhill real fast.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
One of the reviews
I mean,
is, I've had more fun with my chronic irritable bowel syndrome.
Jesus. But yeah, so Yuji Naka says he filed a lawsuit against Square Enix following his dismissal back whenever that happened. Blah, blah, blah. Balan Wonderworld sold less than 2,100 copies in its opening week in Japan. So that should tell you kind of everything you need to know about that game's future. Let's see. At the time, Yuji Naka, when he got fired and he started the lawsuit, he could not explain the reason for his departure, which we now know was due to the ongoing lawsuit. The most damning accusation made in the thread is that Square Enix and Arzest both knew the game was unfinished before deciding to launch anyway. From a rough translation from Japanese, Yuji said, Square Enix is no good if they don't care about games and game fans.
Yeah. There's even a review with the update of of him being removed. Or like and it's basically like good job, Square Enix, you fucked it up again. Like you had something here and then you fucked it.
There's also a bit that I read in another article. I wonder if it's in this one. Hold on. Basically, he says that. Hold on, let me find it. Basically, he says that it wasn't. But not only did he, not only was he kind of removed from the thing or whatever. Not only was it launched 6 months, but during development, apparently, his own dev team did not want to work with him. For whatever reason.
then I feel
You
we
know.
are not getting the full story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like,
There seems to be some pieces missing.
well, because devs don't just do that shit, you know?
No.
Like, as much as, like, as much as they need a paycheck, like, as much as the next guy, like, they don't just do that kind of shit where they stop working with someone.
They just don't go. Yeah, they usually just don't go. Man, fuck working at all, or like get rid of this guy. Half the time, they're usually just like, I'm just gonna put my head down, and do my fucking job. Especially at a Japanese company.
Yeah.
So
There's obviously more to the story here.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So I'm sure as time goes on, we'll learn more stuff. I'm sure Yuji Naka will say more.
He might not want to. He may want to say less.
Right? Yeah. You might want to keep your fucking mouth shut.
Oh man, sometimes it's great to have someone continue talking just so you can see all the shit they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens to a lot of these people who put themselves in the public eye. A lot of them would just be fine if they would just shut the hell up, just not say anything.
Yeah.
And not put their foot in their mouth. But it is what it is. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It's kind of Sonic's like
Fucked. Yeah.
pretty much,
Yeah.
and the father of Sonic. This like him being the father of Sonic is the same bullshit with what's his name being the father of Mega Man.
Oh. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Capcom, buddy.
Yeah. So like they did not create the character. They like Yuji Naka like designed some of the gameplay at most, and fucking what's his face? I think colored Mega Man or some shit. He like designed the design or whatever, but didn't come up with the actual character or anything. Didn't come up with the gameplay. So
To be fair,
but
I would think the Mega Man dude had a little bit more. Like, if you're gonna put those two to like battle, I would say he would have more of a claim simply because he came up with the design.
does him coming up with the design means he should be running Capcom for 15 years?
Well, no, but like,
Well,
just
when you reward him like that, it kind of
I'm just saying, like, I could see the argument there. I can't see the argument for like a programmer who like
who just kind of designed gameplay.
yeah, who had nothing
Who
to
someone else probably told him to put in the game.
yeah, like
that way.
who. I mean, I'm sure it was a small team because video games were smaller teams back then.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if you didn't have anything to do with the idea in and of its, or not anything, but like, if the idea did not really spring forth from you, like, do you really get to call it like you're the father?
Right.
Like, if you want to say like,
Creator.
if he wants to say like he's the father of like the original Sonic gameplay, like sure, whatever.
Right.
Like he could.
He's the father of making things go fast in video games.
Yeah.
On a 2D plane.
Sure, except Mario goes faster canonically, but whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, then yeah, absolutely. But like, I don't know, whatever. I'm fucking shitting on this guy for no reason. That's your job. But like,
Well, if
the
Yuji
business
Naka,
gonna go, everybody.
if Yuji Naka made a good game in the last 15 years, we wouldn't be shitting on right now, now would we?
no comments.
I don't think I have it on here, but since it's Square Enix, we could talk about how Babylon's Fall is doing.
Oh, are there
it
updates?
literally dropped to one player over the week, I think.
So you're saying if I jumped in right now, I could be the second best player in the world?
Potentially.
Oh.
Like, I think the guy who was literally the one player was on Twitter like, yeah, this is literally me. I'm on here right now.
That's fucking hilariously depressing. That's like actually
One
hilariously
person?
depressing.
There's one person on the game right now, or at the time.
Let's see. Let's see. Yep. According to Steam charts data, the game fell to just a single player at midnight on Wednesday, May 4th.
Wow.
So you already could barely play the game, and now you kind of just can't. At least not in the multiplayer aspect. I hope you enjoy.
I mean,
I hope you enjoy a single player game that requires 4 people to beat the bosses.
I mean, not that was working anyway, right? It like dropped your frame rate to like
Oh,
a
yeah.
quarter
Oh, yeah.
of what it should be.
Oh yeah, the game was just a complete mess. So but hilariously, Square Enix insists Babylon's Fall's future not in danger. Well.
You know, this is one of those things that like. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this, but like.
You know what? That Babylon's Falls server is on the server that another one of their big games is on. So they're like, well, as long as our big game's up, Babylon's Fall will be fine. So we can just say it's not.
He's not in danger.
Not.
I mean, that's kind of literally what Square Enix has been doing. I think they literally came out with a thing that said FF14 basically paid for a few of the games. So.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They really are like, well, these games are all failing, but you know, at least we're still getting some money. And I think there's like the along with the Embracer Group kind of shit. The stuff they sold to Embracer Group, whatever. They were like they lost $200 million on Avengers.
Mm.
So, shit, fuck. We'll just get right into it then. Embracer Group enters into an agreement to acquire IDOS, Crystal Dynamics, and Square Enix Montreal, amongst other assets. So that's one of the big, I think it's like big 6 companies. Embracer is buying. They're buying Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and some other stuff.
Montreal also does Assassin's Creed, or at least they used to.
That's Ubisoft, I think.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I realized French and I was like, oh.
I mean, the studios are probably like right next to each other. They're probably not even that far. Blah, blah. Oh, this is the Embracer Group website. I was wondering why this was such a weird fucking website. Basically, Square Enix is trying to focus on NFTs and crypto bullshit.
Didn't the market already crash for those?
Yep. So you know, they sold a bunch of stuff just so they could kind of have room and money to focus on that stuff, which, like you said, has crashed already. So, nah, I don't know. It's just just another big acquisition. We were told that the acquisitions would not stop anytime soon, and this is basically just another thing. But they sold it for something like ridiculously cheap, which of course
like
is not.
300 million, right?
Hold on.
Pretty sure it was 300 million.
That's what it says in the article.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it says the total purchase price amounts to 300 million USD on a cash and debt-free basis, to be paid in full at closing.
No, that's cheap.
Yeah.
For all the shit that they were giving.
I was gonna say, like, it's pretty low for all the IPs. They got.
Well. Do they get the IPs? Because do those normally rest with the devs, or do they?
Yeah, they got the IPs along with the companies.
Wow, maybe they can actually do something with them. They won't.
I'm shocked they gave away Tomb Raider like that. They were still kind of doing stuff with that. So.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it very obviously, you know, if they're selling it for that cheap, like something's going on.
Well, they're focusing on NFTs and cryptocurrencies. You know,
yeah,
they're opening room up for that shit. And I think also a lot of this stuff is like, it's like Western stuff. So I think Square Enix is just kind of ejecting a lot of that shit that they feel is just not doing strongly. Especially like Legacy of Kain, which they've literally done nothing with for like a decade. They had that Dead Sun game coming out that was supposed to be like a big multiplayer thing, but they just canceled the fuck out of that.
Legacy of Kain has been dead longer than I've been playing video games.
Yeah, because I think
the last one came out on the PS2.
Well, if you want to play more Legacy of Kain, you should go look up Dead House Sonata.
Well, is that like a Legacy of Kain
spiritual
send up?
Okay. It's a spiritual successor made by the creators of Legacy of Kain.
That's cool. That's good. Is it by like? Does it have any like the same people who worked on it before, or is it just like a whole brand new thing?
I don't know if it's going to be the same game.
Is it like a Ukulele, where it's literally just the same team who made Banjo-Kazooie?
I'm pretty sure.
You know? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's the full team, but at least it's like part of the team that broke off at the very least.
I've been trying to find like a comparison kind of price for what other stuff went with, because I know the Microsoft deal recently with the Bethesda or whatever, that was like in the billions. So
that was the biggest one in video game history, right?
I think so. I believe so. But there are some other ones that were like, I think I remember one sold for like 900 million, and I think that was just a company. So, but yeah, Embracer Group's just growing and growing. So, yeah, so the big groups are Microsoft, Take-Two, Embracer Group, EA, Tencent, Sony, and Ubisoft. But Ubisoft, Ubisoft is kind of, they might be having like a weird, because they're already going through, their little PR problems right now. But also, I believe the guys who originally started the company, the Guillemot brothers, those French guys, I believe they're trying to like buy the company back from like the stockholders, so
yeah.
So we'll see, but video games are getting smaller and smaller.
Video games are like a mix of going corporate, which I guess they already have, but like
in corporate, dude. When you make billions upon billions of dollars like that, you're hard corporate.
But it's like it's going the way of it's being exposed, I guess I should say. Like more of the public is getting to know about the shit that goes on in video game culture and shit.
Yeah. That's what happens when stuff blows up. Fucking, it's like one of the leading like entertainment things ever.
Yeah.
Looks the most money. It's fucking ridiculous. All right. Next.
The next box.
Is that all the Square Enix?
I believe so. I think it's mostly Sega, Sony.
All right. Hey, do you guys remember those fucking Lapsus hacks from a million years ago?
No, but
They were hacking out. Well, the hacking collective, Lapsus, which may be based in South America, is thought to be responsible for a series of cyber attacks against major technology companies, including Nvidia, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Samsung, and Vodafone.
Oh, fuck. Yes, I do remember this now.
Yeah.
Not Capcom though.
So they got them. At least some of them. The City of London police force has arrested 7 people in connection with the Lapsus hacking group. A 16-year-old from Oxford, who is suspected of being one of the group's leaders, is alleged to have accumulated some $14 million from cybercrime.
Damn.
I am working in the wrong business.
I don't know, man.
Time to
like they're
trying to be a super hacker.
Here's the thing, though. It looks like it got turned over by other hackers. So
that's usually how it goes.
Like maybe I just keep my nose down.
Well, I wouldn't make $14 million. I'd probably stop at like a few thousand, probably lay low, but I wouldn't go for 14 million. That's a little insane. That's when they like really want to come after your ass. Yeah,
he's 16.
Yep.
Right?
Like,
that's what I mean. Hire this kid.
That's really impressive, actually.
Yeah, actually.
7 people between the ages of 16 and 21 have been arrested in connection with an investigation into a hacking group. They have been released under investigation. Our inquiries remain ongoing. Also, the boy's autistic. So, hire this kid. He's clearly some kind of fucking
savant. Yeah.
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 We're going to try to stop him from going on computers, his parents said. His father said.
That's one of those things, like, that's where the FBI, I think, like, CIA get most of their hackers, is, like...
That's what they really do, yeah.
Yeah, they just recruit hackers that, like, it's like, okay, you can either go to the jail or we'll give you a meaningful job, and they're like,
well, I think the CIA will literally have like hacking contests. You know,
Yeah.
they'll be like, we'll give the winner like such and such amount of money, and we'll offer him a job basically.
We'll make you a deal you can't refuse. Half of you, we know the fuck you're hackers.
That's so true. It's like you can go back to hacking and get arrested in a week, or you can come work for us.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that they got people, but at the same time, like, kid's 16, you know?
Man.
It would suck if, I guess, this destroyed the life of someone who could potentially be like, you know,
Something, like, it could be something
a
really
genius,
great.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those little I always like am confused about those hacking conventions because they have like the most out there telling you that, hey, this is a hacking convention,
Right.
and everyone else staying at the hotel is like, well, let me go and join this Wi-Fi.
Because you know what they probably do? It's probably like innocent hacking. It's not like we're stealing money. It's like we hacked your thing and put a butt on the front page. You know?
Yeah,
That kind of
no,
stuff.
that's exact. There's one where it's they have a live feed of everyone's phone in the hotel of just like their contact information and like some of their text just displayed on a projector all day.
That's funny. That's fucked up. That's funny though. That's good.
I'm like, wow, you just go into the room and you see someone's text.
Like
That's-
the real hacking happens after the convention.
Yeah.
And everybody's hanging out in the hotel rooms and they're like, all right, time to break into North Korea's fucking infrastructure.
Yeah.
Time
Which-
to
Which apparently
take
is really easy.
all this hotel's money.
I mean, I'm not surprised if... Because, like, you have to think, like, of all the people who, like, quote-unquote would want to be a hacker, how many people have, like, a natural aptitude to, like, actually practice it, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, like, and in North Korea, like, they don't really have access to computers or, like, formal code education.
Or people, since they just had 800,000 people die from the pandemic.
So, like,
Oh my god. Damn.
of course it's going to be super fucking easy because they don't know what they don't know, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
They spend so much time cut off.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I was so baffled by the Sony North Korea hack. That's why I still kind of think it was a fucking sham. It's fake.
It was an inside job.
I mean, it probably was. Alright then. Hackers defeated.
Moving on.
Let's talk about Sega a little bit.
Sega!
Sega is
Sega!
reportedly planning multiple remakes, remasters, and new games. And by the end of March 2023, we should have a significant increase in titles.
Yay, we're gonna get a Jet Set Radio that's just as bad as Jet Set Radio.
I was gonna say, they also, part of this is them announcing Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi with big budget reboots. These are apparently going to be the super games that they were talking about before.
So, like, my biggest thing about the Jet Set Radio thing is that they're gonna reboot it with HD, and that's going to ruin the game. Like, they're gonna like HDify out all of the game's look.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it kind of lived off that jankiness.
right. And had like, and like the art style just fit that looks so well. Like it's
Yeah.
you know, it's tough to go back and be like, all right, let's make everything look all HD and nice. And it's just, you know,
Now, I'd be fine with, like, if you just took, maybe added a couple pixels and made the controls a little better. Sure. If that's what you mean by HD, sure.
But it's
I mean,
not.
the only reason they're even doing this, even talking about Jet Set Radio, is because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has people hyped, and they're like, that could have been us. Damn it! Why didn't we think of that? You know, even though. So, according to rumors, the new Crazy Taxi has already been in development for more than a year, with the aim being to potentially release it in 2024, 2025. I kind of, you know, man, I'm not super looking forward to any of these remasters. I mean, that shit. You know, Sega has this. And here's the thing: the remasters are probably going to be one of like the 16 games that Sega keeps trying to sell over and over and over again on Steam and shit. But if they remake, I don't know, Sonic Adventure 2, Heroes,
No.
that'd be cool. Look, man, Heroes,
Look, I love Heroes.
not a great game.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
I wouldn't even call it a good game,
See,
but
so
I like it.
The funny thing about Heroes is that I played it in a time where I didn't know what a good game was. So, in memory, I think that's one of my favorite games that I've ever played.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. I played it before I realized how bad of a game it was. So I have great memories of it. And then I watched the Game Grumps play it, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm just like...
That's basically everybody's memories of fucking Sonic Adventure and 2 and shit, where everybody goes, man, they were so amazing, and then they go back and they're like, oh,
Maybe not.
okay. To be fair, I went back and played Sonic Adventure, and I still thought it was good. Or at least fine.
I mean, the Sonic bits are fine. Some of the
everything else
Knuckles
bits
stuff
are
is
rough.
fine. Yeah, like I like playing as Tails and Amy and E103 or whatever. Goddamn unbearable.
The only one I had issues with, for the most part, was E104 or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, because that's not Omega,
I
right?
like how we're not even talking about Big at all, because that's just assumed everybody knows.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Let me get
everyone
my
knows
slide
Biggs.
guitar.
Everyone knows Biggs is just we don't talk about it.
All right, well, You know what's funny? Sega only predicts to sell 5 million games in that
Hey
category.
man, that way, when one of these games blows up, they could be like, "Oh, it blew us away. It blew past our expectations." Smart.
Oh,
man.
no,
Smarter
I
than what
lied.
fucking Capcom does.
It's predicting 13.
Oh well, never mind then.
For each game?
No, for I think total.
That's a little too humble, Sega.
It's
Well, I guess it depends on how many of these remakes they plan on doing.
yeah. Well, and I still think that's very
games.
I still think it's very low, like even for Sega, because it's a Sonic game. Like fucking everyone loves Sonic. Even people who hate Sonic love Sonic. You know, like
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's also not just Sonic. It's like Persona and Yakuza and any number of other things.
Sega has Persona?
Yeah. Well, they have all the Shin Megami Tensei stuff.
yeah.
They're like the publishers.
That is what are they called? They are
Huge. Yeah.
No. Oh yes, they are huge. Yes. I'm trying to think of the company that makes Persona games.
Platinum.
Atlas.
No, it's not Platinum.
Okay.
It's Atlas.
Atlas.
It's Atlas.
They have the same
Atlas,
fucking
that's what
logo. Yeah.
Atlas. I didn't know they owned Atlas.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm mildly excited, and there's Sonic Origins, which looks like it's from the comics.
Okay, I was looking up Persona sales and let's see. Is this for all of them?
Probably. Persona doesn't sell very well.
It says, for this Gamatsu article, it says Persona series sales top 15 million, Persona 5 Royale at 1.8 million, Strikers at 1.3 million, and Persona 4 Golden 900,000 for PC.
Yeah. Persona, the fan base around Persona is extremely loud, but it's also pretty tiny, like, comparatively, you know? Because people who play the games are not usually
And which its nicheness makes those really good sales.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know, if this were like if that were like Call of Duty, yeah, selling 1.8 million, oh fuck you. But you know,
For a half High School Simulator, half Dungeon Crawler, like, it's pretty fucking good. But yeah, no, like the it doesn't have like a lot of casual fans, you know.
yeah,
Like, I would consider myself a casual fan, and I've beat Persona 5 like what, twice? Like an 80-hour game.
yeah.
You know?
It's kind of tough for a game like that requires such a commitment to have a lot of casual fans.
Yeah. It's like Kingdom Hearts. You're either really into it or you hate it.
All right.
Or you're Deshaun, where you're kind of on both sides.
Yeah, okay, exactly. I can respect it, but also I hate all this shit.
But also, this is dumb as shit.
So I was looking up the Yakuza sales too, and fucking. What the fuck was I looking at? Oh yeah, the series cracked 14 million sales, and this was in 2020. This article. So,
Okay.
and I think that's when 6 came out or 7 in 2020. So hey man, they do well in their markets, you know. So
Yeah. Can we talk?
I bet you we will get more like Yakuza remaster somehow. I hope they fucking bring over that Japanese Yakuza game where you play as Miyamoto Musashi. It's like all the same characters from Yakuza, except it's just set in feudal Japan.
That's sick.
And it's fucking rad.
That sounds awesome.
So, let's talk about the Sony billboard thing.
Which one is that?
It is they're planning on putting ads in their free-to-play games.
Oh yeah. Is that like a recent thing I put? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I feel like this should have happened a long time ago.
I would prefer this over fucking microtransactions and other bullshit.
Yeah, I was upset at first because I didn't read the full title. I thought it was all games, like anything with a billboard. But if it's only free to play, then I feel like it's more understandable, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if it's free to play, yeah.
And this kind of shit, like real ads, you know, as much as ads can kind of take you out of something, for certain games, it helps the worlds of the games look real.
Yeah, like
Real,
lived
You know,
in.
they don't have fake ass, stupid, you know, advertisements that are clearly just made for this game. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, good example of something that did do that was the fucking Toy Story world for Kingdom Hearts 3. They had that fucking Final Fantasy-esque game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But that set up something else
Yeah.
later. Like, it's... I don't know.
Right. It actually worked on. It looked like a real ad.
Yeah.
And then it actually mattered.
Yeah.
You know.
Like-
so.
Something that will always be fine with me is if the vending machines in your game do not have any gameplay, I don't care what's posted on there. If you want to put Coke, Sprite, Pepsi,
Right.
whatever, sure, it's a vending machine. I'm not going to be angry that you put
As long as there isn't a whole fucking side mission that revolves around helping the Coke vending machine guy,
You mean it doesn't
you know,
revolve
get his
around
shit
Pepsi
back
Man?
and then- Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man is almost like the. It's like the exception that proves the rule. You know, it's like we made it completely revolve around Pepsi or whatever, but it's so ridiculous and over the top that it's
good.
fine.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah.
So let's
But yeah, like a whole side mission that just goes at the end, just goes, man, Coke sure is refreshing, huh? And then your character goes, yeah, I love Coke, and he looks directly into the camera. You know,
I would love,
don't.
I would
That
love
shit.
if that was the ending, and then like your character instead of going like, "Yeah, I love Coke," goes, "Right," and then just walks away.
like that's the only way you can get away with it by making it super over the top.
Yeah,
right? It has to be so ridiculous that it's obvious you're making fun of the advertisement. But not too many companies are down for that. You know,
No.
Can I?
like I think you could probably do it with like KFC.
KFC's done with anything.
Hell yeah.
KFC,
Also-
KFC will give you heartburn. They don't give
Speaking
a
of
fuck.
KFC, where's that fucking KFC console?
Yeah, what the fuck, guys?
Where's my
Where's my dick?
Where's my PlayStation now? Also fry my chicken. You bastards.
It was a computer, wasn't it?
No, it was a console.
No, it was a console. Yeah, it was a video
Okay.
game console.
And
You can't promise me the world and then not deliver.
I already ordered KFC. Now I just want to spend more money.
Like, like at some point you just start selling the KFC seasoning, and then you just start, making your own KFC at home.
You mean the KF seasoning? No? Alright, we'll move on.
Did you guys ever play that KFC dating game?
I have it. I have not played it yet.
Bro, okay, so it's like a generic ass dating game. It's kind of funny. It's got some well-written stuff in it. The music though is fucking incredible.
It slaps.
I don't know why they were like, let's make the most incredible video game soundtrack of all fucking time on this random ass fucking KFC dating sim. But it's got like amazing music. Like whenever there's like the big emotional moments, the music is beautiful. They're like, what is going on? Why am I feeling emotions?
KFC should stop selling chicken and just start making video games, because everything I've heard about this game has been fantastic.
Like, it's legit. I think they were talking about making some other kind of game, like a fucking fighting game or some crazy shit. So
I'm down. But okay,
yeah.
hold on. Can we just talk about something on this fucking ads thing really quick?
Go for it.
You want to know what's a red flag?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a comment under the article. Personally, I'm not okay with this, and it's all because of what the ad could be. I have no issue with Coca-Cola or Pepsi, but the moment activist/politics types ads appears, and it's a hard no. And I'm like, dude, tell me you're a Republican without saying you're a Republican. Like,
I would hate if those SJWs got a chance to put some ad in my video game about murdering people.
yeah, it's like I get the idea of wanting to keep politics out of video games, but like, dude, like,
especially if like part of the point of the game is to have like a political allegory or anything, any kind of like if your game is trying to say something, hey, maybe it's about politics. Well, you're gonna have to put some shit on the billboards, maybe.
But you forget, even if it is about politics, you have to say that it
It's
has
not about
nothing
politics. Like David Cage does every time he releases a fucking game. Yeah, this game about robot slavery and race relations is not political at all.
Has nothing to do with
This game where politicians are literally making laws to limit robot freedoms is not political at all.
it's just astounding to me. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, it's like music too. Like pretty much all music is like inherently political, unless it's like the worst, not worst, but like the most basic bubblegum pop. Simply because people who write it are political. Like, and so I always find it funny when people like yell at like entertainers and musicians, people who come up with things to say out into the public and be like, you should not say those things. It's like, it's not your point. It's like, dude, that's literally the whole point. Like,
have you listened to my last album? The whole point of the album.
This is probably the same guy that says like he likes it when Green Day wasn't political, like on American Idiot. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Kendrick Lamar.
Jaunty tune.
Kendrick Lamar's dealing with that shit right now because he released an album like fucking just a couple days ago, and fucking people are like people getting mad at him because he's talking about like socio-political stuff. It's just like, bro,
he's been doing that his entire fucking career.
Yeah,
what?
Like, did you not hear Section 80? Like, it's literally about Section 8 housing. All right, whatever.
Oh man, oh, people are so like
literally about like the Reagan era and shit. No. I liked it when Kendrick Lamar wasn't political.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Like, people just don't.
And I feel like even if whatever nightmare this dude has in his mind came to pass, like it's a
billboard.
It's like an embarrassing ass, super progressive billboard about something stupid. Who cares? You don't have to look at it. In fact, you could probably shoot at it in some cases.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't. That brings an entire like thing about equality in and of itself, But like, fucking. This is ridiculous. Like that statement alone was just like, dude, like, come on.
It's crazy how that's like his first like that's what his mind goes to is activism and political shit. It's like, what the fuck?
You obviously have a straw man like getting ready, like
he could have been like, oh well, what if companies start abusing this and you get ads everywhere and they start to ruin the gameplay and they start to get in the way of stuff? No. It's the lefties who are the problem. Anyway.
The American left isn't even that left. Moving on.
It's really not. In other countries, our like left politicians are considered right. So.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's almost as like everything switches back and forth over the decades.
It's almost like all this left-right dichotomy and labeling is just bullshit.
This is not what George Washington would have wanted.
He would have wanted slaves.
Well, yes, but he like that's my favorite thing is like he's like, okay, make sure America doesn't turn into a two-party system, and as soon as he's out of office, two parties like,
immediately. Yeah,
it's like Democrats and Whigs, and we're done. Like, oh my god,
fucking,
I hate life.
I always love that thing when people are like, people like bring George Washington or bring X old ass fucking guy into this world and see what he would think. He would be mind blown because he went to the moon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He wouldn't be worried. He wouldn't even give a shit about politics anymore, probably. He'd just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it'd be like,
serious?
how are you how are you guys not figured out everything by now?
What do you mean you don't just pull people's teeth out when they start to rot a little bit?
Yeah.
You just
What-
you clean them
like-
up and put a what over them?
How are people still starving? We can move food from across the country.
Right. You mean you can put food in giant metal birds and fly it across the ocean in 6 hours?
You're saying I can add water to this paste and it becomes food?
Yeah, man. Boy,
Now, tell me about this ramen thing again.
What do you think about our two-party system? Two-party system? The fuck? You guys are video games.
I would love
are playing people's lives with little controllers.
I would love for George Washington to come into our lives and just yell the fuck. I wonder how much he would actually understand, because like English has evolved a lot over the past like 350 years.
He would understand regular, like, he would probably understand most of the conversation. He just wouldn't understand the abstracts that we use for language.
Yeah,
So,
like
all-
terms.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
When you call something a meme, he would probably just be like, "Your genetics? I don't. What are you talking about?"
Actually, memes have been
DNA?
around since the 1700s.
That's what I mean, but not memes like jokes. Not the way we use them. I'm talking about
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
you know,
Yeah,
we don't
the-
when we
the
say
word
something is
meme.
yeah, like we don't call it a meme. They would just call them jokes back in the
Yeah.
day, or
like, my favorite is, like, when the kids goes, like, back in the day, they used to call them jokes. Like, damn. No, sorry, just to break away from this real quick. I learned something mind-blowing to me, like yesterday.
Okay.
Do you know what TAG stands for?
Tag?
Yeah, like the game TAG.
Probably touch another.
It's called touch and go. That's what TAG
Oh.
means.
that makes sense.
I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I bet they delve into this in the incredible action comedy Tag, starring fucking
Adam Sandler.
Jeremy Renner.
I did not know that, and I'm like, so
That
I'm
makes
sure you
sense.
guys have heard me coughing. I caught COVID. It sucked. It wasn't that bad, but it sucked.
Oh,
But
dude, don't give it to me.
yeah, I know. In this last like 5 days that I was quarantined and all that, I probably watched 15 hours of meme compilations.
Oh no. You poor
Wow.
bastard.
So like, I've watched way too much internet in the last 5-6 days.
Jesus.
And
you sure you don't want to, like, I don't know, learn to read a book or something?
I just want to do anything else. Like, that's why. Anyways, we'll get into that when it comes to the week. But yeah, so that came up on the meme compilation. I'm like, I never knew that tag stood for anything other than tag. You're it.
I
Okay.
guess it makes it. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Again, mathematically, but it's like, was it really necessary to call it touch and go? Like, why couldn't you just say touch and go? How much time are you saving by calling it tag?
Tag. Yeah.
I mean, at least 2 syllables.
Man, those 2 syllables. Oh, that makes all the difference.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I only knew about it as tag, not touch and go. So I'm like,
Well, from now on, we're gonna call it touch and go. Hey guys, do you want to play touch and go?
That sounds so much worse.
it sounds like, oh my! Like, I just imagine a kid getting choked out, just like, yep, it's touch and go right now.
That's funny.
By the way, so I'm looking at the new PlayStation Plus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Japan is getting a nuts discount right now.
Are
By
they?
the way, yeah. No, like I was doing the conversion because I was looking at the bottom one, the premium, the PlayStation Plus premium. God, that is fucking hard to say.
PPP.
And I was like, okay, so 120 US for the, or 120 for the US, right? Which expensive, sure, but like whatever. You kind of do that if you want to. And then I looked at Japanese, like the Japanese market. It's 10,000 yen.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. It's
Which,
like...
like, I was like, that seems really low. So I looked on Google to like check the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
It is over like $25 cheaper because $100 in yen right now is a little under 13,000 yen.
I wonder if it's so much cheaper because Sony is just a Japanese company and their servers there, like...
It's probably cheaper because they don't
different.
have to exchange rate it back.
Right.
You know, you lose money every time you exchange rate.
That's
So
right.
I'm sure it's something like that. But it's just like, it's kind of interesting how cheap it is comparatively. Because everything else, like, Europe is getting fucked because
Well,
the
Europe
euros are the
always-
same as the American dollars, even though the euro is stronger, at least I believe.
I'm pretty sure Europe almost always gets fucked when it comes to games, just because how much taxes and stuff, like other factors that are applied to Europe.
Canada is the same way.
Okay, actually, it's not getting as fucked. I thought it was getting more fucked. It's only paying an extra like $6.
Okay.
It's not. Wow, one euro is roughly $1.06, which is usually the conversion rate to like yen. That's surprising. But I mean, and that'll change on the whim of the, you know, whose nuts are getting tickled that day at the stock market. But like,
Yeah.
that's just surprising to me. How bad is the pound then? $1.25.
Where the fuck is this article? Oh, this might be it, actually. It was good.
Okay, so the pound is roughly accurate still. It's just Europe that's getting fucked.
Okay.
But man, I find that interesting.
I just
We should probably talk about-
I just posted the PlayStation Plus like list of games that
games?
they posted a couple days ago.
We should probably talk about the new thing, the new pricing really quick.
So
yeah.
PlayStation has a new PlayStation Plus thing they're doing. Now you can
Yeah,
do
they basically
PlayStation
broke it down into
Plus.
3 tiers.
Yeah, you can do Plus Essential, Plus Extra, Plus Ultra, and Plus Premium. Plus Essential.
There is no Ultra.
There's no Ultra. There should be though. They kind of fucked
They
up.
missed out.
They
They
did
missed out.
slip up. Like, it should be like Essential Premium Ultra.
There should be a Plus Ultra version, and it just comes with free My Hero
Healthcare.
Academia games.
Oh.
Well, I mean, life
Or
just come with
no,
free healthcare.
no,
but, yeah.
just free anime games. It's just like all anime games.
Anyway,
Let's
so
see. Plus
Essential-
Essential is just the same shit as it was.
which is kind of cool that they're not upping that.
Right.
Not
yeah.
gonna lie.
Maybe I kind of wish they would. I kind of wish they would.
You do
Maybe
lose a couple
decrease it a little
features
bit.
though.
Do you?
Yeah. You're not gonna have access to as many games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, you're not really losing features. You're just not getting the
so-
features the other things are getting.
So, well, the thing is that the features that you used to get from Essential no longer gives you the full catalog that they had already. So, if you think about it, you don't lose anything. Like, it depends on how you think about it. Because you'll still have access to some games, but not the full list. But since we've had access to the full list up to now, even if you don't go higher, you'll still have access to that list. So, in the future, you lose stuff, but you don't lose anything you already have.
Yeah. All right. PlayStation Plus Extra. All the benefits from Essential Tier adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog. Blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. And that one is $100 yearly for us in the good old US. And Premium, which adds 340 games on top of the 400 that Extra does. There are PS3 games available through cloud streaming, which means no PS3 games, just part PlayStation Plus, because they probably don't want to bother trying to emulate PS3 shit, because the PS3 was made by fucking aliens from the Nebulon cluster. You got cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games. And time-limited game trials are also offered in premium, so you can basically
pay for demos.
Yeah, basically.
Which, I mean, look, honestly, that's not a bad feature to be able to just play a demo because you have access to it. Like,
right. And this is more than like I imagine this isn't just how normal demos go, where you might get a demo, you might not. I bet you can basically get like you can just play whatever game for however long and test it out. You know. This also just says select games, so who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking at this other article that you sent, and the time limited game trials are you can play for 2 hours for most games, and it's Uncharted, basically the first 3 games, Horizon Forbidden West, Cyberpunk, Farming Simulator, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and WWE 2K22. So
that game better be immaculate.
They've been making the same one for 18 years. Yeah, it's fine.
2K22 is the one that came out recently, right?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, because they just delisted 2020 and 2021, I believe.
Yeah, because those were trash fires.
They were dog shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I think just like having the option to play, it's basically like buying a game. What's called a game jam.
Yeah.
Do you remember those back in the day, the PlayStation 2 demo jams or whatever they're called?
Yeah. And there was that one that would like break your console.
There was that one that would break your console, yes.
What was that game? It was like a Final Fantasy fucking ripoff, but it was on like a train. It was like a Western RPG. It was like it was a Western style JRPG, where it's like guns and horses.
Resonance of Fate.
No, it was on one of those demo discs, but I can't remember what the fuck it's called now. I've been looking for it, but I can't remember what it's called.
I will say, like, so I'm like looking at the list of like the games that you get for, I'm assuming premium or for extra and premium, and like they're not bad, but like
it's also missing some stuff like there's no like Resident Evils, which were PlayStation darlings. There's no Metal Gears.
I mean, like you have God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Bloodborne, but I feel like most of the people who have PlayStation Plus probably have already played these.
Right, exactly.
Like most people are not me.
Right, it's a bunch of stuff that people have already kind of gone through, which is why this list is kind of not great. Yeah, there's really nothing on here that's like, oh shit, that's back. Like maybe like Gravity Rush. If that comes with like the DLC stuff, I'm glad that's not dead.
And like they have Resident Evil 1, but not Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Like the Resident Evil 1 remaster. Come on, guys. At least get the good one. Like,
was it Wild Arms?
For what?
The RPG you're thinking about?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'll look at this later.
That's the only one I can think of.
I'll have to look at it. There are a fuck ton of Wild Arms games.
Oh, okay. That definitely looks correct. But like, and like the Classics game catalog has a total of 9 or 10 games right now.
Which, like the games it is, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, like Ape Escape, cool, I guess, but Hot Shots Golf, IQ Intelligent Cube.
Look, Intelligence Cube was cool. Hot Shot Golf was also great.
Yeah, but they're not exactly super strong entries that get me excited for the classic games catalog.
And like Jack and Daxter, not that Jack and Daxter's bad, but like we've had enough re-releases at this point that I'm just like, eh.
Where the fuck is the Jack and Daxter's? Like, aren't they making a sequel?
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck knows? And like BioShock Remastered, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection, like all perfectly fine games, but like,
again, stuff people probably already played. And if they weren't interested in playing it then, they're not gonna be interested in playing it now.
The only thing that I could potentially see people wanting to actually go back and play, like realistically, is if you pay for the premium plan, you get Infamous, like the 3 Infamous games, Ratchet and Clank, maybe like Asura's Wrath, and then the original Demon Souls if you wanted to play
Here's another thing. So Asura's Wrath is one of the PS3 games that's going to be streaming and shit. There's a bunch of games on there going to be streaming. Devil May Cry on a streaming Devil May Cry. That's going to be shitty. Ninja Gaiden. That's going to be shitty.
So the one that confuses me the most is that they have the PS3 version of Demon Souls.
Why not the fucking remaster or the remake?
Like the remaster is out there. Why would you?
Why would you be like, hey, play this old busted version of a thing? It's probably because, you know what? People were like, well, I hate the art style of the remake, so I'm just going to play the original. So it's for those guys.
I think whoever says that are nuts when they say that. Like, actually insane.
And I guess, like, if Asura's Wrath comes with all the DLC, which is, you know, the rest of the fucking game,
yeah,
that would be okay. But again, it's another game that's like, it's on streaming, and that game has fucking insane shit going on all the time.
Yeah, it's not gonna end well.
Well, most people's fucking, you know, will their stream be able to handle it?
Probably
and
not.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, an okay game, but not even as good as the first one, and not one of the many PlayStation darling Castlevanias.
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
Yeah, where the fuck is Symphony of the Night?
This is a really weird list.
Like, actually, where the fuck is Symphony of the Night?
I'm happy they have something, but it is definitely strange.
Silent Hill's not on here either.
Yeah, I don't know. It
neither...
seems like it's not worth it.
It really does. Yeah, at least not right now. When they're like, yo, we're gonna finally put all the fucking Metal Gear games on this service, I'll fuck around with it maybe. But
yeah,
until then, no way.
I don't know. Alright, moving on. Last article. Tencent makes all the money.
Tencent just made a fuck ton of money.
I'm gonna let you guys talk about this. I gotta take a quick break.
Tencent makes more money from video games than Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo in 2021.
That's, yeah.
That is $32.38 billion.
I'm not surprised.
Tencent is crazy. That's because they were smart with the games they got. Cause they got
they got Riot and they got Supercell.
Yep.
Like, if you just want to straight make money and not give a fuck about telling a story, those are the games.
Right. Yeah, you want something that'll just print money for you. Buy some of these live service games and these these companies that just know how to make shit like that.
I like how in particular they're like at the bottom of the article they're like, in particular PUBG Mobile, Brawl Stars, and Clash of Clans, and outside of the mobile world, Valorant, and not the biggest. Like, not the most popular game in the world, League of Legends. Like,
right, yeah. What was let's see, what's League's yearly take?
I don't know if they released that, but
probably not. But
no, like League has something crazy. Like, I mean, and to be fair, they're not all like unique accounts, but like it has something crazy, like 35 million players.
Here we go. This says. Let me fuck with the cookie consent manager real quick.
Yeah, of course.
So this says in 2020 they made $1.75 billion.
That's not as much as That's not as much as I was expecting, actually.
In 2017 they made 2.1.
There we go. Yeah, like, so to give context to that number, they made a 15th of what Nintendo does as with one game. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I just. Like, as much as I don't play League anymore, and I know a lot of people don't either, like, it's still, like, one of, if not the biggest games in the world, you know?
Right.
Like, Valorant is significantly smaller.
I don't even see people talking about Valorant that much anymore.
Yeah, that's because we're busy playing it. Like,
unlike Overwatch fans.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't put that in here, did I? The Overwatch diversity chart?
No, but I remember seeing it. I think it popped up on Reddit. But yeah,
but that's a diversity.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, Tencent just made like ridiculously smart moves. Not that I'm happy about it, but like, fucking, what am I gonna do about it? You know?
What the fuck is the? Hold on, I'm trying to find the fucking
Overwatch diversity chart.
Yeah. Well, it's Blizzard's. Activision Blizzard King introduces a diversity tool to rate character diversity on metrics like gender, identity, and ethnicity.
There's one on Kotaku if you want that one.
I don't want to click on Kotaku, to be quite honest.
Well, neither did I.
Just shoot it to me.
Okay. I'll just put it in the docket.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Kotaku. I don't really trust Kotaku's take on this because they probably love it.
Well, I was just looking at the actual thing itself.
Activision Blizzard's new diversity game tool comes across terribly. So basically, they just have this thing that's like, it's literally them saying the quiet part out loud and admitting that things like diversity and cultural acceptance and progressivism and that shit, it's just numbers on a chart for them.
Yeah, of course it
They
is.
don't really give a shit.
What?
Like,
of fucking course it is.
And then they literally were like, here is that chart that we were that it's all that matters to us. So.
I mean, if this had just been like in the like the design team's docket, I would give them a pass. You know,
I probably wouldn't give them a pass. I'd laugh at them still, but I wouldn't be like. It wouldn't be as like epically stupid and ridiculous as it is now if it was just part of their like dev kit or whatever, but part of their game design document. But for them to come out and be like, here's the company's, stance on the thing, or the company's tool, that's what makes it extra stupid.
Yeah,
Again,
well, like,
you just need to not talk, and it would be fine. But
You
because
don't
you
do
talk
shit like this.
I just like it's one of those things where like I can see this as a very, very useful tool if you're designing characters and you're like, okay, like the last 3 characters I've had have all been like, straight male white dudes, right? Like,
But
let's have
do you really
things.
need a chart for that? You can't just look at the 3 characters you just made and go, I'm going to make a character that doesn't look or act exactly like these 3 people.
Okay, yes, I agree. However,
I don't see a world where you really need this.
the one thing
You have to be an actual moron to not be able to design characters that are different in like multiple ways, whether it be ethnicity or sexual orientation, without a chart.
Well, okay, I want to get past the normal buzzwords of like that kind of shit because I think the like bottom right 3 are actually like something that I would forget about, like body type, and age, and like general ability. It's one of those things that like
an artist design the characters won't forget about that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I can see spots where I would be like, oh, duh, I should do something with that. Like it doesn't have to be completely different, but you can make someone who's a lot older, like Tellboy. Like I get that part of it, but the fact that this was used across like, whoo, it's dumb.
it's one of those things where like for effective storytelling you need multiple characters of different types, but like at the same time when you put it in a chart, it just makes it feel like we're just checking off the boxes.
Yeah. And it also feels like you're bad at designing characters and writing stories.
Although they're clearly not bad at designing characters.
Yeah,
their artists aren't. Yeah, like which makes this whole thing completely fucking ridiculous. What was the point? You already have perfectly fine characters that are all diverse. You didn't need to literally start showing us the chart about how you did it, if that's even how you did it.
Like the chart is, I would say the chart's okay for like taking down information and checking things, but like because
I wouldn't call it the diversity space method.
But like,
can we get a little more gender identity, please?
It's like ordering food at a restaurant. It's like, can I get a little more, black in my, support character, please? Thanks.
And then the person like taking your order is just like judging you the entire time.
Black, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and your support character. Ugh, God. Okay, let's move on before I die.
Fucking. Just
Man,
more, just more turds on the Activision Blizzard's fucking grave.
Like, oh man, because I think the chart is fine if it's not being used as a public thing. Like, the fact that they came out with it is crazy.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I don't know, man. Like, again, I kind of get it if it's just for the character design team and like not for everyone else, but also agree with Deshaun that like half of it is really fucking stupid and apparent.
it's just completely pointless. It's just, you don't need it. Just don't be shit at designing characters. Just think for 2 seconds when you're designing a character. Oh, let's make a character from Africa. What's he gonna look like? Make a character from Brazil. What's he gonna look like? It's not that difficult.
You don't
even need the chart to check.
You know who did a great job at this? Actually, Capcom.
Capcom's great at this.
Except the Brazilian is green and shoots electricity.
No,
Hey,
all
man,
Brazilians are greener.
That's just part of their genetics, okay?
That's just part of their genetics.
Welcome to Brazil.
like-
We got samba and electricity. What you want?
Because
Oh,
fucking Laura's the same way in SF5. She shoots lightning.
Yep.
I think the only one who doesn't is Sean. That's just because he sucks.
I Laura's brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're her little brother. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean,
Which is, it's super weird that
When
I
he
guess not
grows up.
super weird, but he got introduced before she did, and then in the game that she gets introduced in, he doesn't do anything.
Well, technically, he's been in the game.
Yeah, he was in 3.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Which comes
he
after
was introduced
5.
first, but then the game that she was introduced in, he just didn't do anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
He
what?
had one scene in a cutscene in the story mode, and that was it.
In Street Fighter 6, Sean's going to be in there, and his Hidokens are going to have electricity in them. There you go.
That would be rad.
Not gonna happen.
That would actually be really cool. That'd be cool, like little character thing. Like, yeah, I'm Brazilian, so
Because
of course I can.
because Ryu's is just like spirit energy, Ken's is like fire,
Yeah.
and then his would be lightning.
But didn't, like, Alpha 2 or Street Fighter 3, like, show him not being able to use the electricity, and that's why he wanted to learn, like, Satsuken or whatever?
No, he thinks he just thought Ken was awesome. So he
Oh,
was
I thought it was
like,
because he
I
couldn't
wanna-
use electricity.
I think he just sucked at fighting. Like, they tried to teach him Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he was just ass at it, so he learns to do Unsatsuken or whatever. Because, you know, they need to bring in that Sean from the fucking, from the comic books, the manga or whatever, where he becomes, like, a cyborg who's possessed by the Satsu no Hado. He's
Oh,
got, like, a
God.
robot arm.
Let's move on to our weeks.
Hell yeah.